out, yeah, is here in the Hum Show studio. Dig it! We're gonna have a real good time, yeah. Me and the J-Star, yeah. Morning Crunch, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 7:45. Dig it! You're gonna be there and watch all. Hum Show!
What's happening, man? It's your host, Jamal Palmer, coming with I Am Recovery Podcast. This is my voice. Y'all about to hear me, and we about to do this thing. We're going to talk about real life stuff, real life situations, how you get through things, how you process things, and just let people hear us. So check it out. I Am Recovery Podcast, coming soon.
This is the Podcast Pit, brought to you by Danny Media.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that special time of the week. You know what time it is. It is time for the Rolls Royce, a professional wrestling podcast here in the I-81 corridor. Of course, we're talking about the Podcast Pit Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, former professional wrestler, promoter of Voltage Wrestling, jack of all trades, master of what I do not know, Mike Raddick. I'm alongside my broadcast partner, Rennis, the Menace Carball. How you doing, Rennis?
I've been all right, man. It's been a whirlwind of a week. Hey, Jay, is my mic on? And if so, can I hear myself a little bit better? Sorry, folks. There we go. Perfect.
There we go.
It's been a whirlwind of a week. Mike, if you don't mind if I take a minute here. So Podcast Pit Nation, friends, family, just so you know, it's been a kind of a heck of a week. Big Daddy C, Brian Carball, my father, who's been in, I'm sure all of you have seen in the chat.
Absolutely.
The man who makes the weekly Butch Hess joke, rib, whatever you want to call it, shoot, doesn't matter what you want to call it. I'm sure it'll be coming sometime today, I hope. But he is in the hospital right now with COVID. Wear your damn masks, people.
Yes, please wear your masks.
But he's doing well. He's right where he needs to be. We're very thankful for the doctors and nurses taking care of him and taking care of everyone. But please, we want to send our thoughts out. If you send your thoughts out to Big Daddy C, we'll see. I'm sure he might even be in the comments. I'm not sure, but send your thoughts and prayers to that guy. Get well soon, Dad.
Absolutely, and Brian Carball, we are thinking of you, and we hope you get well soon. We hope to see you in the chat very soon.
Well, and we've talked about it before, but we got to have him either on here or call in or whatever, because a lot of people, I've been reached out to several times this week by wrestlers in the area, former wrestlers in the area. That man has been a staple in the wrestling community for every bit of 30 years now, I would say.
Absolutely. And I mean, with that kind of respect where the wrestlers are reaching out to you and stuff like that.
It means a lot.
Yeah,
it means a lot to me. It means a lot to my mom and our family. But I'll tell you, he's got some stories to tell.
I'm sure he does.
The stuff he has said, the stuff he has done, the stuff he has incited. One of my favorite things.
Stuff he's incited.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent today. But my dad and his friends, John Jack and Brian Manville, one night over at the House of Pain at the NWL at the wrestling school, they had a fan appreciation night. And they created their own stable, PB2K Fat Boys 2000. My dad, Big Daddy C, was the manager, and he managed Hot Stuff Nick Sterno and Johnny Fat. And they had the whole gimmick written. They were going to come out to It's Raining Men.
Oh, Jesus.
But what they were going to do, Mike, was they were going to wait behind the curtain, okay? And they were going to be heels, obviously. And they were going to, the whole song would almost play. And they'd try to come out through the curtain. No, they'd go back behind the curtain, And then they'd wait, and people would be, where are they? And then on the chorus, It's Raining Men, they'd pop through the curtain. And, I mean, my dad had gimmicks for days. He was going to be a heel. He would give a balloon to a kid and then turn around and pop it. Like, just stuff like that. My dad is the greatest wrestling the greatest wrestling mind not in the business today. That is not an exaggeration. But, yeah. So we'll have to have him on sometime. He'll tell some stories, call in, whatever. We'll get him in here. And he can tell kind of I'd like to see his unique perspective how wrestling has changed professionally and independently over the last 30 years.
Absolutely. And, definitely that's something we definitely need to do is get him here in the studio and on the air. Speaking of wrestling. We
got a lot to talk about.
We have got a lot to talk about. The follow-up to the huge Kenny Omega title win happened this week.
So, a couple things. Before we get into, the shows themselves, the ratings, NXT once again got shellacked.
Number 37 this week in the ratings.
At one point, during the Shaq interview on AEW, they were pulling 1,222,000 viewers, which is huge for them.
Absolutely.
I believe the numbers were 995,000 AEW to NXT's 630,000. I mean, it's gonna. I think we have seen the turning of the tide right now. I think at least for a couple weeks, couple months, I think NXT is going to get trounced, especially because I don't know if you watched War Games, Mike, but I catched a rewatch of it. It was okay. The biggest problem I had with the War Games matches was that the women's War Games was the hot opener.
Yeah.
And it came, and the closer was the men's War Games. But the men's War Games had a lot of the same spots in it.
Speaking of that War Games match,
Yeah,
and I got to, dude, Pat McAfee, you are a national treasure.
Yeah.
That man was selling that War Games the next week the next day on his podcast, walking up on the podcast with a neck brace.
Yeah, he is more kayfabe and more in the business than some of those wrestlers.
Oh, yeah.
He can talk better than I would say, I don't know, at least 50% of the NXT. At least 50% of
How does that
got to
what does that got to say about the development system? Because, I've always heard this, when you go to their development system, it's literally the Harvard or Yale of professional wrestling. Right. You're going to come out of there but there's with the confidence that there's nothing you can't do.
Right.
But what does that say when basically a podcaster? I mean, granted, former athlete.
Well, the dude is a bro.
Yeah.
I mean, the man was associated with Barstool Sports for about 2 or 3 years, and then he went off and did his own thing, which is great, But the guy's a character.
Yeah.
The guy's a character. The problem we see with this developmental NXT is it's cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Back in the day, there wasn't an NXT. There wasn't a developmental. So these guys just had to kind of sink or swim. They just had to figure it out. The older guys had to talk to them, and you've got that in developmental. But the problem is they want everything to be the same. Every promo that almost everyone cuts has the same kind of ebb and flow to it.
Yeah.
Especially in NXT. Now, there are a few stars in NXT that I could see going very far. Rhea Ripley being one of them.
Yeah.
I think she is. I think they should have called her up after that WrestleMania match she had with Charlotte Flair. That match was incredible. I don't think Charlotte should have won it, but that's neither here nor there. I think, I don't see Karrion Kross being on NXT very long.
You think he's going to main roster?
I think he's going to win that. I think he's going to win that NXT title for a little bit. They're going to figure him out, and then they're going to pop him up to the main roster. I really want to see Scarlett Bordeaux wrestle too, because she's a gorgeous woman. She's great on the mic, but that girl can wrestle. It's not she. Both of them are the whole package.
Absolutely,
I mean, both of them are incredible talents.
And Vince, I can tell you this right now, once she gets to the main roster, Vince is going to do some wonderful things.
Yeah, because she looks the way Vince wants her to look.
Oh yeah, that if there was ever a poster child for what a female talent in WWE,
right,
it should be, could wrestle, passes the eye test and can perform.
Yeah,
can perform the boot. That's who you want on top.
Yeah, that's great. But anyway, back to NXT, back to AEW. NXT, so coming out of War Games, they're going to have some kind of rough roads ahead because there is a bunch of injuries. Dakota Kai is going to be out for a while with a neck injury. Let's see. Who had Bobby Fish had to go and have surgery immediately to reattach his tricep after the War Games match. Timothy Thatcher had to have stitches on the inside of his mouth. Let's see. Johnny Gargano, same thing, had to have some stitches. And then they thought that Candice LeRae might have broken her arm, but it looks like she's okay, but she's got to be careful. And I think there might have been one or two more, but...
Yeah, I mean, stitches are a part of wrestling. I mean, that's going to happen. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been sutured and whatever. Right. But as far as bicep or muscle tears or broken bones, that's a whole different story.
And with NXT, they had this stupid story with I don't remember even his. It's terrible. I don't remember his name. The guy who won the United States, the American Championship.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano won it right back. Like it was awful. It was just. I'm also not a huge the Archer of Infamy. I don't remember his name right now because I'm not a big. I don't remember his name, but he's just not. He doesn't appeal to me. Karrion Kross appeals to me. I love that character. Dude is scary. Yeah. Dude is one. He's massive, but he's not like Brock Lesnar massive.
Yeah, speaking of scary, I just happened to witness a character on AEW this week. I've seen it for the first time. Abaddon. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. She is terrifying.
Oh my God. Like I was just like, whoa. Like
that's awesome because you don't see that in wrestling a lot anymore. You know, that kind of scary, the Undertaker will always be the ultimate scary guy.
Yeah.
The ultimate scary guy. But then you don't have a lot of scary stuff. You have a lot of mysticism. You've got a lot of like mystery. You could maybe the late great Kamala. I mean, that he was scary, Andre the Giant wasn't scary. He was just huge. Bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
Scary, but for different reasons. Abaddon is scary because she's a damn horror movie come to life.
Yeah.
She is terrifying looking.
Now, speaking of AEW, this week was...
Yeah, you were not a big fan, if I remember.
I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't a big fan of the follow-up this week. I will say Impact this week. Tuned in for the first time. I haven't watched Impact probably since that Rob Van Dam, AJ Styles title change.
Yeah.
Which was,
crap.
Yeah, that was 2010. I haven't watched Impact, like a live Impact broadcast since then. I've been to a couple of their house shows that have come here to Hagerstown.
Uh-huh.
Having said that, I watched this week. I was pretty impressed with what I saw. The talent there, the TJ Perkins and Brian Myers match. Pretty damn good match.
And say what you will about Impact.
Yeah.
But some of their best shows were always their house shows.
Oh, absolutely.
They would come to Morgantown every year, and Dad and I, he'd always come up. We'd get tickets because tickets weren't that expensive.
Yeah.
I'd get them for get them 2 tickets or the VIP package or whatever. And man, it was always a blast.
I remember the first time they came to Hagerstown, headlined by that. It may have been the second time when they were headlined by the Samoa Joe AJ Styles match in the main event. And seeing Samoa Joe smack some, I think those the Pope's sunglasses off of some kid. That's the world I want to be in again.
Tim Parks Jr., Damian Priest. Thank you. He answered me in the chat. Yeah, not a big Damian Priest fan. I don't know what it is about him. It's his look. I don't know I don't know.
So as far as Impact goes, decent match by TJ Perkins and Brian Myers.
Yep.
Also, decent opener with you had the Motor City Machine Guns facing off against the North. Enjoyed that, but the key thing here is we're getting to the Kenny Omega promo,
right?
And the promo on the RV, pretty good promo. But the highlight of the night for me was Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone.
Oh, that commercial!
Oh, that commercial!
It was
I
great.
love the old, I'm not a big fan of 80s wrestling, but I love the old school look and feel of that promo.
That's why NWA is so great.
Yeah, it reminded you of an old NWA promo, which I could say what I want about the wrestling, but like the promos are always good in the 80s. There's never a bad promo out of AEW or not AEW, NWA or WWF in the 80s. However, the line of the night.
Oh yeah, this was good.
Oh yeah, the Tony Khan asks them, "Hey, you used to work for Impact, Tony, didn't you?" And Schiavone replies with, "Yep, worked for him one night, quit the business for 18 years."
I love this. I love this little rivalry between Impact and AEW. I think it's great. I think it's great for business. I think it's going to be, especially if they slow play it.
Yeah. If
they slow play it, it's going to be even better.
Now, having said that,
AEW's follow-up.
AEW's follow-up. These are the questions that I had following the AEW Dynamite. The first thing in my mind on that show when Kenny Omega shows up was what Tony Khan said in that promo the night before. Hey, we're really looking forward to seeing you, buddy, which means, hey, there's going to be some kind of follow-up.
Right.
There was no follow-up. It was, Omega walks in, walks
Sure.
out. The second question I have, what does Cody Rhodes think about what Omega did? What do the Young Bucks think about what Omega did?
I think we're going to get some of that on Being the Elite. I think we're going to get some of that in the following weeks because you've got to realize, Mike, the AEW does a lot. You've got to remember, they do a lot of long, slow play stuff. I mean, some of the stuff we've seen with the Kenny Omega thing, they were setting up for months ago. And we had the questions like, why the hell is he doing that? Why is he saying that? What is going on here? And as we got closer to the payoff, it started to make more and more sense. AEW treats wrestling fans like they're smart. Yeah. They understand that wrestling fans can pick up on social cues. That's why, like, I'm going to relate this to, like, film. They don't give you exposition. One of my favorite films is Mad Max Fury Road. And it's because it makes the audience, it assumes its audience is smart enough. They didn't give a shit ton of exposition. They didn't tell, we're going to spend 20 minutes setting this all up. Boom. It just gets into it. And then as you go on, you start to pick up what's going on.
Well, yeah, and hey, I appreciate them assuming that their audience is smart, but what about the people that have never watched that program before? That is like, hey, those people that are like, hey, Sting's on this program. Hey, I'm going to watch for the first time tonight.
Right.
I'm going to give them a chance. There needs to be some kind of explanation, and some kind of jumping on point for people that maybe are not familiar with that storyline.
Sure.
I really think they missed an opportunity there. Now, granted, because I know the show was taped.
Right.
Maybe we get a follow-up on a live broadcast.
Right. I think they're doing 2 more live in 2020. I think there's 2 live shows in 2020. I really think the follow-up's going to be on the live broadcast. Yeah, of course.
Now, having said that, the stuff they did with Sting was good.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic.
I'm like I said, man, I'm very much looking forward to it. Now, I will say, Omega said something along the lines of, I'm a collector. I like to collect things. And that set him up for collecting belts, I think. Yeah. I pray to God, and I don't think this will ever happen.
Yeah.
But maybe in some bizarro universe if you want to watch Jim Cornette his heart literally explode in anger, Kenny Omega will show up in NWA Power and win the NWA title. Jim Cornette would have his brain would.
I'm here for it.
His brain would just stop working.
Yeah,
he would literally. I mean, it would be great. It would send him to his grave.
Well, I mean, this sets him up for 2 possible matches. I mean, you've got the Rich Swann,
which people are clamoring for.
Yeah,
right now.
You get the Rich Swann match, which I will tell you this. Knowing Rich Swann, like that's going to be an incredible match.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Rich Swann is a hell of a performer.
Yep.
Then you got the eventual matchup with Nick Aldis, which would be great. I mean, these are hypotheticals here now because of just the partnerships.
And that's what a lot of wrestling fans and like us journalists / I don't know what else you would call us, but
we're enthusiasts.
Yeah, enthusiasts,
wrestling
maybe experts.
Enthusiasts.
I don't know. But we, that's what we deal with. We deal in hypotheticals. We have to try and figure out what's going on in order to report on it. Now,
here's a hypothetical. Because after that Sting segment with Cody Rhodes this week, what do you think? What do you think happens now? Because it seems like Sting knows something that and Cody knows that he knows.
I don't know. I do think that we end up seeing Sting wrestle.
Oh yeah, that's
every once in a while. I don't think it's going to be a lot because with his back issues and everything, but if Daniel Bryan could come back from it. Daniel Bryan's was worse than.
Yeah, but Sting. Also, you're dealing with somebody maybe in their late 30s to somebody in their early 60s.
Right, but Edge came back too, and he's in his what? He's got to be in his late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, late 40s is a lot different than your 60s.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean you're dealing with some significant changes to your body.
But we'll see. We'll see. I'm optimistic. I don't know what we see with Sting. I don't know, and I think that's what they want. They definitely want us to keep watching because they want us to not be able to know. That's what every wrestling company wants us, the second we can figure it out, the second is the second we stop watching and we start watching recaps.
No, but the one thing I will say is, like, there was at least something that intrigued me to, hey, what's going to happen with this? I was assuming it was going to be the Kenny Omega thing. It was a Sting thing.
Right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm still
But
watching
it's
next
something.
week, but I will say I still, like, I really believe they kind of dropped the ball.
Right.
And granted, they can still pick it up, but
Right.
I feel like they really dropped. All right, so we're sending data. We're online on Facebook and YouTube. Guys, welcome back. If you're still with us, if you're still tuning in, we're going to go ahead and share this again.
Oh, my. I'll turn my volume back down on my phone.
Yeah.
So we're back. I mean, it still says we're live now.
Yeah. Well, then. All right, folks, we are back. You are watching the Rolls Royce, a professional wrestling podcast in the I-81 corridor.
Man. Oh, man.
I can't even say that with a straight
even
face
a,
right now.
Even a Rolls Royce needs some maintenance done every once in a while.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
need a lot of maintenance. You ever seen a Rolls Royce break?
No.
It's a pain in the ass to fix.
When did you see a Rolls Royce break?
I've seen a Rolls Royce break in my day. I've seen one.
In a movie.
All right, well, folks.
Oh, man.
This is a hell of a thing to happen, especially when we're debuting on YouTube and Twitch this week. Still waiting for Twitch to pick back up here.
That's all right. We can keep going.
Yeah, hey, YouTube and Facebook are good to go right now.
Hey, that's something.
It's something.
I'm checking out the YouTube right now. I'm trying to see. Let's see. Yeah, I mean,
this is the first week with, like, significant technical difficulties. Let me tell you, folks, this week the technical difficulties around.
Yeah, we were live the whole time on. It looks like we were live the whole time on YouTube.
Really?
I think so.
So we did. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Yeah, I think it's still the same live stream too. How about that?
How about that?
How about that? Okay.
Oh, we didn't even say anything mean about anyone. Damn.
I know. We could have
really torn into Butch Hess anytime now.
I'm not going to tear into Butch Hess.
I am for my dad.
Oh, for your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with all the wrestling news we have this week, we do have some bad news. We were supposed to have Andy Weinberg on this week, but unfortunately,
he got too scared, probably.
Yeah, our people couldn't negotiate with his people. We're hoping to have him.
Let's be honest. Our people were ready to negotiate with Andy Weinberg. It was his people.
Andy Weinberg has a lot of people, though. Andy Weinberg has a lot of people that you got to negotiate with. He is an important man.
I like that you put important in air quotes.
Yeah, he is an important man. We do hope to have, like, in all seriousness, we do hope to have, we're negotiating. We hope to have him on here in another week or two.
It's more difficult to get with him than Michael Zamato.
I know. Dude, if you, like, oh my God, Lars Madison is just so hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm glad you dealt with that, not me.
Yeah, I know. But hey, we're down one wrestling manager. I mean, what are we going to do here, Rennis? Like, what are we going to do?
Well, it looks like we got someone
in
studio.
Whoa, what's going on here?
Oh, I know this. I know who it's coming next.
Don't try to stop me.
He's what? Okay, you're going to walk in front of my shot here.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us at this time, Captain Crunch, Captain D Capitate.
Look at this. 2 belts.
2 belts. Oh my God.
2 belts.
So we've.
2 belts.
How did you even get this back from? I thought the Hub Show stole this thing from you.
How many belts does Andy Weinberg?
We need security in here.
We need security. Man, like we got to get security in the budget there, LAJ.
I know a guy, Ethan Waters. If you're watching, man, we might need you.
I know he was watching earlier.
Yeah,
By the way, they're not going to introduce me, but I'm Captain.
I did. I would
Captain
like to point
Decapitate.
out.
Yeah.
I did.
I heard another
you.
name. I heard another name.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm hungry for some cereal right now.
Don't say it.
We were going to have Fruit Loops.
I totally forgot the box. Sorry, man.
What?
We
So
went
are
from
you
one-
saying if I say this name, you're gonna hit me with a?
I might. I might. Or
You might.
Joke's on him.
Hey, I've got a history of concussions here. We need to just we just need to calm that down. We need to calm that down.
To add to that.
We might have to add to
Yeah.
it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Look at you.
breaking your own belts.
Man, we could dress this guy up. We can't take him.
How long till I get this belt? Or my
How long?
stable
Oh,
gets
what are
this
you?
belt?
How your stable? Who's your stable? Who you got? Who you
None of your
got?
business.
None of my
None of your
business.
business.
It is what.
Never get
This is what I'm
Baldy
supposed to do. I'm
Wrestling.
supposed to talk about the talent. Like,
So what's this? So what's this? Baldy Wrestling?
Yes,
When
it's
was
your
first show.
it's coming up here soon, 2021. You know, there's this thing called a pandemic coming. There's a thing called a pandemic going on
Well,
right
you know,
now.
Captain D's probably been on an island. He doesn't know a whole lot.
You've been.
what's going on.
I know you've been sailing the seven seas looking for new. Yeah, there's been a pandemic going
Looks
on.
like a pandemic.
Looks like a,
I think you're just holding off not having shows because you know my guy is going to come in and just run over everybody else.
You keep talking about this guy, and then you keep talking about him and
There's
talking
a
about
lot
him
of-
and
so,
talking
Captain
about him.
D,
I haven't
there's
seen
There's
him
a
yet.
lot of people
not
talking
gonna
about
share mine.
your guy. You know, there's
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing it.
There's several people in contention for that belt there. You know, Corey Bush, Big Trouble Ben Bishop. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about that, and they're not afraid of any guy you got. What do you have to say to them?
Oh, Ben Bishop. Yeah,
Ben.
he won't even have a shot. And Corey, I'm not worried about him.
You're not worried about Corey.
Corey.
Why aren't you worried about Corey? You
I'm
should
not
be worried about
you.
Corey.
I'm not worried about you, Corey.
Hey, to be fair, Corey is 400 pounds. This man has held heavyweight titles everywhere around the area. Corey Bush is he's a fixture in area wrestling, and you're not worried.
I don't think he's ever met my guy.
He's never met your guy.
I don't think so.
Well, you keep being so secretive about this guy. Who is your guy? Who are you bringing to the table?
I can't tell you.
See,
I can't tell you.
it's like a game of Texas Hold'em here, Rennis. He's
And I've got all 5 aces in my hand.
you got 5 aces.
5 aces. in my
5
hand.
aces.
Yes.
All right.
Well, nothing like a pirate to cheat.
Nothing like a pirate to cheat, huh?
You know, my dad. You
What
know,
do you expect?
what's that line? Win if you can, lose if you must. But in all cases, cheat.
That's right.
This, yeah, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Brian, I know you don't like me, but get better, okay? So you can harass me.
That was nice of you. That was nice of you. You see, you're not such a bad guy after. You're not such a bad guy all the
I
time.
just don't like you two.
You don't like me? What do you got against Rennis?
Well, I understand not liking Mike, but I didn't do anything to you.
Why does everybody like what?
What?
Wow, that hurts right here. Right here.
I'm new to this, man.
You're new to this? You're healing me out too now?
Yeah, hey, man.
That I don't like
It's a dog eat dog world, you know.
It's a
Mike?
dog eat dog
When
world.
did you ever like I like you? When?
When did I ever get? I kind of figured you didn't like me.
You're right.
Yeah. You know?
Right. Good.
Yeah.
So, Captain, tell us a little bit about what you've got going on. What tell us about your stable and some other places. You know, you talk about the stable all the time.
I keep hearing about this Crew of Blood.
Crew of Blood. Sabal Del Mar is
All
the
right.
main guy in the crew.
All right. I've heard of this. Talented Outbreak Wrestling.
Yep. And at Outbreak Wrestling, I got Big Dom.
Big Dom. I don't know who this
Dom.
guy is. Who's Big Dom?
Big Dom.
He sounds intimidating.
Big Dom is the son of. Oh man, his dad used to be a bodyguard.
His dad used to be a bodyguard.
99,
All right.
on WWE. But Big Dom, he's injured right now. But I got Devontae's.
Don't know who that is.
Devontae's. He's undefeated.
Undefeated, and I don't know who he is.
Technically, I'm undefeated.
Yeah, Rennis
I
is
mean-
undefeated.
I'm undefeated.
Good, I'll put you up against Big Dom.
Sounds great.
He's like LeVar
Look at
Ball over
Vince.
here, 1-on-1, never lost. Never lost. Never lost.
And I have
Big Dom.
Warwolf.
Yeah.
You got Warlord.
Warwolf.
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 I've heard of the Warwolf. I've heard of the Warwolf.
He's wrestled around here.
Yeah.
Big Dom. Big Dom. Big Dom.
Careful, Joey.
Yeah, he's a
Joey
son.
Ryan will.
This is a family show.
Yeah.
It's a family show. It's not, but it's not.
We're having fun today here.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun.
Do we have to allow him to get in on stuff?
LAJ is the man that keeps things
LAJ.
running here. We wouldn't have even been back on the air if it wasn't for this man's contributions
LAJ, and we're in
to the
Hagerstown,
studio.
Maryland.
We're in
What the
Hagerstown,
hell is
Maryland.
LAJ doing? You downsized
Because he came all the way from Los Angeles to help the good people of Hagerstown, Maryland, get a pro wrestling podcast that they can be proud
I
of.
think he probably couldn't make it in LA, so he came to Hagerstown, Maryland. That's what I think.
Maybe
He decided to go
out of the
back-
goodness of his heart.
Decided to go back to ground level and start over again.
Wow.
Maybe that's it.
Wow.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he'll see LA again someday. Yeah, Louisiana.
So,
Unbelievable.
Captain D, what do you have on the horizon, so to speak?
Right now, because of this so-called pandemic, nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sounds like
Why
about.
do you think?
So then why were you talking about this guy that you have ready to go? Like
If I had anything really going on, do you think I'd show up on this rinky-dink show? this
Rinky
morning?
Dink.
Yeah.
This is the. I'll have you know, sir. This is the Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
We've said it a couple of times. It's true.
How many viewers you got right now? Where's the number at? Where's
Yeah,
the number at?
we've got
Up
plenty
here,
of
down here,
viewers.
what do you got?
And ladies and gentlemen,
What do you got?
if you want to go ahead and like and share and subscribe to this podcast, please do so. Share this with your friends. Get all of the wrestling people involved. All of the wrestling
I
fans.
do have
We want
one
to see
thing
them.
going on now that I think about it.
What's that?
This belt. I was the 2019 Manager of the Year
You're
for the Kings and Queens.
well, we're going to have to write into somebody and complain about that.
Right there. 2019. I am in the running.
It's upside down.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Look at you.
Okay.
Upside down.
Second mistake I made this year. Second.
What was the first?
Being on this show back in like June.
You know, this is your third time on the show. If it's such a mistake,
I know.
why
You keep coming
showing
back.
up?
If it's such a mistake, 2019 Manager of the
That
Year.
was a whole year ago.
Jay.
That was last year, brother.
Jay pays me well.
Oh, Jay pays you well.
I need to start getting some of that pay then.
Oh, somebody's getting paid here? What?
Oh, sorry, Jay.
I
I
need
didn't
to-
mean to open up that can.
Yeah, we need to speak to somebody about
But
this.
I am in the running for the 2020 Manager of the Year.
Oh, look at this. Big Daddy C is in the chat.
Hey, what'd he say?
Yeah, he
They
just
say
said, just
anything yet?
checking in. We're glad to see you. We're glad to see you. We hope you're doing well.
Yeah,
So-
hang in there, buddy.
So that brings, you bring up.
So I'm running.
Okay.
I'm in the running. I'm
All
in
right.
the top 8 now for Manager of the Year 2020. What everybody
Out of
there
8,
needs
got
to
it.
do, all 4 of you, is go to Kings and Queens of Indie Wrestling on Facebook. Go down to the manager, where you vote for the manager.
And you got to look for
Hit-
Captain.
Hit comments.
Oh,
And then go down.
I almost said it.
Captain D Capitate and hit like. And I'll be the two-time Manager of the Year.
yeah.
So
and
that-
if you're looking,
you know-
you might be able to find him in the cereal aisle too.
That brings that's a good segue to something I
Okay,
wanted to bring
okay.
up. Mike and I and LAJ, we're talking about doing an end of the year awards here at the Podcast Pit end of the year awards here in a couple weeks, where we'll talk indie wrestling, pro wrestling, best managers, best feuds. Would you like to be?
What do I get?
Well, you haven't won yet.
You haven't won yet, and man,
That's a shoe-in.
you're saying,
That's a
it's a shoe in.
Yeah.
You got some competition. I hate to tell you.
Oh, yeah. What other manager has been on here?
Well, I know Andy Feinberg. He was supposed to be on
He
here
was
today.
supposed to be here.
Yeah, he's a
So he
hard
gets-
man to negotiate
so he
with.
gets-
You got Lars
so-
Madison to
Yeah,
deal
Lars
with.
Madison is a good one.
Yeah, Lars Madison. Like
So Andy's going to get an award at the end of the year.
We didn't
He's
say that.
supposed to be here. What are you going to give him? A supposed to be belt?
a supposed to be belt.
Yeah.
I just might. We got to have the bad.
Andy, you won the No Show Award. How you like that?
They call Andy the Fruit Loop, and we got to have the
Hey,
Battle of the
Fruit Loop.
Breakfast here.
Yeah, the Battle of the Breakfast cereals.
Yeah, the Battle of the
Maybe
Breakfast.
they could come on to the Morning Crunch, Jay,
Hey, I
and have
haven't
the
said
Battle
it
of the
yet.
Breakfast.
Battle of the Breakfast.
Hosted by Flex Phenom of Phenom Fitness.
Yeah, you know what? You don't know. Chad might come out of retirement and be a manager.
Chad?
Yeah, especially.
After last week's interview,
Oh,
he
dude,
may.
after last week, yeah. TJ Sykes came on here and almost coaxed him out of retirement. You don't got anything to say about that, do you?
care.
You don't?
You don't care. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm the reigning Manager of the Year.
Well, that was last year. This is this year. We'll see.
This is going to be 2 times.
So do you get a new belt if you win?
Sure do.
Or do they just replace the plates?
And then I'll have 3 belts.
Then you'll have 3
I'll soon
belts.
have to get somebody like maybe
You're going to be walking
some
around.
ninja.
You're going to have to get a ninja.
Just to carry my belts. Well, I need somebody with muscles.
You got to get a
That
shipmate.
lets you 2 out.
You got to get another shipmate.
Yeah, another
Yeah.
shipmate.
Yeah.
Just to carry my belts around.
Yeah, why not?
You need a belt guy.
Or maybe
You need a belt
winch.
guy. We've got a couple of belt guys. We got a couple of
Maybe a
belt guys.
winch. But yeah,
Sir, is that your boat
you're
parked
good. I'm
outside?
about done here.
Yeah.
I can only-
No, and I got to ask you. Yeah, you parked the
Will
boat.
the owner
your
of,
boat's parked
will the
outside
owner of the
illegally.
large
I know,
boat
it is,
please
it is.
come out
Your
to the
boat's
parking?
parked outside
You've
illegally.
left your lights on.
I don't know if you know Hagerstown City Police. They don't take kindly to it, even during COVID.
They don't even know what a ship is.
I'm pretty sure they do. There's a couple of wrestling fans in the police department. I know that. So
But then they'll go light on me because
They'll go
all
light?
wrestling fans love me.
oh, they do.
They do. When I walk out through the curtains,
Man, you are a fountain. You are a fountain of this.
all I hear is cheers. That's it. Cheers. They just come across on the speakers as they sound like boos, but they're going, woo.
Boo earns.
Oh, yeah?
Boo earns.
Man,
I can't believe he's here.
it's a fountain of misinformation today.
I don't think so.
A fountain of misinformation.
But I'm going to get out of here. But don't call me
Thank
that
God.
serial name. 'Cause that will make me mad. That will make me mad.
You sure? You sure?
Don't do it.
Like, I'm okay. Okay, I'm.
Not to do it.
I wouldn't do it, Mike.
Rennis, what's
You've
your,
got-
Rennis, what's your favorite cereal?
What's your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal. I mean, it tears up the
Careful,
roof.
he's got concussion protocol.
I know it'll tear up the roof of your mouth. I will.
What's your favorite cereal, bud?
It tears. I've got another.
Mike's one concussion from being.
It sucks because it really is my favorite cereal.
It is a good one. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Afraid, just say it.
It's Captain Crunch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm out of here.
I didn't say it. Mike, you all right?
Damn host.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, unexpected event. You all right, Mike?
Yep. Nope.
He forgot his belts, though. We can keep those belts. You look a little,
I'm
little
good.
dazed, man.
Yeah, I'm good. Guys, we've got to get security in here, Jay. Serious.
Yeah, can we call it?
It's the first, man.
It's a first.
It's a first. I've seen you hit flex with a chair.
Man, we still got like 25 more minutes of this show to do.
Now, Mike, is it moving on? We've got a special interview to play. Is that correct?
Yeah. We.
While you get your wits about
Yeah,
you?
let me get my bearings together. I did an interview with Ring of Honor's Rhett Titus.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Ring of Honor. In case you don't know, Ring of Honor is kind of the I would say kind of one of the premier. I don't even know. I don't want to call him indie, but kind of the premier wrestling companies in the country, especially in the area. They've got I believe, Final Battle. Their big pay-per-view is next week, the 18th.
Yeah, it's December 18th.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let me get my bearings together.
Yeah, man.
We're going to do a brief rundown of the pay-per-view after the interview. But we're going to go ahead and play this interview with Rhett Titus while I get my bearings straight here. We interviewed him yesterday evening, I should say, and had a lot of good things to say about Final Battle and where his career's heading. So go ahead and listen to this interview, and we will be right back with you shortly. Wanted to just talk to you about this pay-per-view coming up here this weekend. You know, with all these crazy, with all the crazy COVID restrictions and whatnot, it's been very hard to run wrestling in the state of Maryland. Ring of Honor has found a way to do it. How cool is it to, you know, still be able to, you know, continue doing what you love to do during this these unprecedented times?
Yeah, when the pandemic started and, you know, Ring of Honor was canceling shows and, you know, a lot of other TV companies were, you know, putting their wrestlers out there and, you know, making them wrestle through, you know, some of the times where the spike was the highest. Ring of Honor paid us all to sit at home and be safe, you know, which was, you know, really cool. And they wanted to figure out a way to be able to put a new product out, but make sure that all the wrestlers, all the staff, all the crew, all the production, everybody was safe. And they did a great job of that with the bubble. It's very strict. You know, we're wearing masks all day. We each have our own room. We're tested 10 days prior to coming here, and we're tested twice while we're here as well. So they really go above and beyond and spare no expense when it comes to the safety of everybody here.
That is very, very good to hear. Now, I'm going to ask you, like, you know, when the pandemic started, because I know you're probably taking independent dates as well. Am I right?
Yeah. And they kind of all froze up for a while too, you know. In New Jersey, they were doing a lot of outdoor shows over the summer and into the fall, but you know, a lot of that's slowing down right now as well.
Yeah, and unfortunate as it is, I mean, it's probably for the best. You know, safety is probably the number one concern that you should probably have as a professional wrestler, especially during a pandemic. So, unprecedented times, but you know, still, you still have this opportunity here in ROH, and you're like, to compare you to somebody, you're kind of like the Derek Jeter of this company, you know, somebody who's began his career there and has just stuck with the company through thick and thin through all the years. I mean, you've been there, I would say probably about 15 years at this point. How does it feel to just, you know, go from, you know, starting there as, Greenhorn and basically, you know, now being trusted with, an unprecedented first with this Pure Rules tag team match you got coming up this weekend?
To be honest, man, if you wanted to tell my story about Ring of Honor, it goes before even 2005. We would have to go back to February 23rd, 2002, the date of the very first Ring of Honor show, The Era of Honor Begins, where I was in attendance as a fan. And, I've been to a lot of indie shows and stuff like that. And what I saw at Ring of Honor was so different than what I've seen anywhere else. It was wrestlers treating wrestling like a sport. It was hard hitting, nonstop action. And I was like, wow, this is the best wrestling on the planet. Like this is where it's at. And I had always wanted to be a wrestler growing up. But if it wasn't for that day, going to that show that day, I might not have ever actually pursued it. So Ring of Honor just, it was at a time when a lot of wrestling, ECW and WCW closed. So it was in the right place at the right time, and it was a whole new product. And it was just amazing to see. And when they opened up the school, I was like, I got to get there. I got to go right to the school so I can get right in. And I started training with Austin Aries in 2005, and I had my first match with Ring of Honor in January of 2006, and not only was my first match with Ring of Honor, but it was my first match ever.
Wow.
Not many people can actually say that,
Yeah.
But I was thrown right into the fire. But fast forward to 2020, and now this is the first time ever Pure Rules tag match, and I'm a part of it, and I get to make history and bring the company back to its golden days and do my part in restoring honor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you said thrown into the fire, and I have to say that's like the understatement of the century, because I mean, if you remember back, like I'm sure you remember, you were there, back in 2006, this is, some would consider this like Ring of Honor's heyday. Like some of the biggest and best stars of today's wrestling were, performing for Ring of Honor at the time. So for our younger fans out there that are listening to this, that are watching this, can you kind of explain what the talent level was like back then?
I mean, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe, CM Punk, Christopher Daniels, Austin Aries. Alex Shelley, Kevin Steen, El Generico, Nigel McGuinness. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And, these are guys that, I would have watch my matches and, give me advice and feedback. And really helped excel my career early on because, I was one of those guys where, somebody would tell me a mistake I did in a match and I wasn't going to make that mistake again, because I didn't want Samoa Joe coming and finding me and be like, hey, I told you not to do that. Why are you still out there doing that? So I was like, yeah, sure, whatever you say, guys, but it was a great experience to get to learn from all those great wrestlers.
No, absolutely. It had to be humbling and just a great opportunity at the same time to just be, listed in the same breath as some of these wrestlers on a card that night. Now, I heard you say you debuted in January of 2006. Am I correct there?
Yes.
So, do you remember what town you debuted in?
Dayton, Ohio. I wrestled Shane Hagedorn. It was at a Tag War show. I remember that was actually one of the first times Jay Lethal was in the main event for Ring of Honor. So it was a big moment for Jay Lethal, and it was a big moment for myself.
Absolutely. Dayton, that is a big wrestling town. So what was it like performing in front of those fans?
Yeah, RIP to the Dayton Fairgrounds. They recently knocked it down. It was always cool going back to that building because, it was I always had that special place in my heart because that's where I started. And my family actually drove out from New Jersey, like my mom, my dad, my sisters, my brother-in-laws, nephews, nieces, all came to see my first match out in
That's not
Ohio.
a short drive either.
No, not at the least bit. God bless them.
Okay, so this first year, being around some of the biggest and best stars in professional wrestling, and now we're going into 2020. You've got appearances at Madison Square Garden under your belt. You've got tag team championships under your belt. What is it like to be trusted with bringing out a historic first for this company when you're talking about a Pure Rules tag match?
The funny thing about like having a first time ever match is there's no matches for you to go back and watch and see a strategy or a game plan that they went with and be like, oh yeah, that's a good strategy. No, there's no matches to watch. So it's kind of going to be trial and error, on pay-per-view, so we got to see what works, and hopefully, I'm very, very well versed in tag team wrestling. A lot of people have even called me a tag team specialist over the years with all my different tag team partners that I've had. But and Tracy Williams, he's had a lot of different partners himself. So I'm sure that once we get in there, we'll mesh like we've been teaming for years and years.
Awesome. Now I've got to ask you, just for the fans at home that that maybe aren't familiar with ROH or haven't seen a Pure Rules match before, can you kind of explain a little bit on what this match entails?
So a regular Pure Rules match, you have each wrestler has 3 rope breaks. Once you use the ropes up, all your rope breaks, the ropes are legal and you can't get out of submissions or pinfalls by using the rope. There's a 20 count on the floor. There's the code of honor before and after the match where both wrestlers shake hands. And there's also no closed fists. If you do a closed fist, you get a warning. And if you do it again, you get disqualified. And there's also no interference in Pure Rules matches. Any interference, the person automatically gets terminated from the company.
Wow.
Now, yeah, that's some big.
Can you imagine losing your job on a run-in?
Yeah, so hopefully guys abide by those rules and it doesn't have to happen. But also with the tag team Pure Rules, it throws a little bit of a monkey wrench in the bit because now you only have 3 rope breaks between you and your partner, so you have to choose them wisely. But also, if you get into the ring and make a save on a pinfall, then you lose a rope break. So And then also you have to hold on to the tag rope, which is a very important rule that, a lot of guys just simply forget. And, you see the tag rope just hanging there. But both feet got to be on the apron and your hand over the top rope to make the tag. So
Yeah, that tag rope thing is a lost art in professional wrestling. I will tell you that.
yeah, so we're trying to bring it back and make it a thing.
Yeah, the one thing I will say that I've always loved and respected about ROH is just their ability to innovate. This match that you're going to be taking part in next Friday night, no exception whatsoever. So it's always good to see. It's always good to see new concepts and whatnot brought into professional wrestling, and not to mention, seeing somebody that I've seen kind of come up in the business and make a name for himself, taking a part in that historic first.
Yeah, it's really cool, and that you turn on TV and you watch the tag team wrestling that's on TV, and guys aren't holding the tag rope. Guys are smacking each other in the back to tag, smacking each other's foot, whatever it is, running in and out of the ring, staying in the ring for, a minute, 2 minutes. Guys have 5 seconds in a tag match to get in and out. If they don't do it in the Pure Rules tag match, they will be automatically disqualified as well. So it's bringing tag team wrestling back to its roots and how it's actually supposed to be done.
Yeah,
and I'm more than up for the challenge.
Yeah, not to mention with the rule set, you've got to be a very well-versed performer to make that work because, as professional wrestlers, like I know a lot of guys often rely on punches and, like a punch. I've heard a lot of older professional wrestlers talk about this, about how a punch in wrestling doesn't mean anything anymore when, 20, 30 years ago, if you got punched, you could sell it for minutes, or even, 3/4 of the match sometimes. But, yeah, do you agree there that that's kind of like a lost art, kind of selling the punch, or?
Yeah, the marquee is wrestling. It's not boxing. If you want to punch, go be a boxer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty confident that Fred Yehai and Will Yuta will abide to the code of honor. So I don't think you'll be seeing any punches in the Pure Rules tag match. So. I hope not, at least, but you may see them on the card somewhere else because it is a stacked card, and some of the guys don't exactly see things the way that the foundation see it.
Yeah. So speaking of the foundation, I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of ROH TV since the pandemic started. My cable provider does not have the television station right now, but I have caught it here and there online. Kind of seen a transformation with you with this group, the Foundation. Can you kind of give us a little back info on this group?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people come into Ring of Honor and use Ring of Honor for their own agendas and that sort of thing. And it always bothered me. I see guys come into Ring of Honor and, the bell would ring and the guys wouldn't follow the code of honor. Like, who are you? This is your first match here. You're not even coming in here and following what this company is built upon. And what the company's built upon means very much to me, a lot, and the cool thing about the Foundation as well is that it means a lot to Jonathan Gresham as well. It means a lot to Tracy Williams. It means a hell of a lot to Jay Lethal as well because, Jay Lethal was around and he's seen these guys follow the code of honor and what would happen if you broke the code. And, now guys just do it at their will. And we're trying to restore the honor in Ring of Honor, put honor back in it. And it's a steep process, it's going to be an uphill battle, but we're willing to lay that foundation brick by brick.
Now, yeah, like you mentioned, Jay Lethal, another guy that's been in Ring of Honor for a long time.
The franchise.
Absolutely. I could totally agree with that. The guy's been one of the most steady performers throughout the company's history. like there's got to be a sense of pride from guys like you, guys like Jay Lethal, to know that you've stuck around and saw this company through hard times. I mean, that company has been through some pretty hard times and it's just come out on the other end, looking like a rose. And like it's gotta mean something for you to be in the biggest event of the year in a featured match for a company that you've basically spilled blood, sweat, and tears for.
Yeah, I've had a lot of different matches at Final Battle over the years. I have wins at Final Battle over the Briscoes, the Young Bucks, the Motor City Machine Guns, and Donovan Dijak, Cheeseburger, and Delirious. But this one is special because it's the first time ever, and I was one of the chosen people to go out there. The trust was put into me to go out there and deliver in this match. And that's exactly what we plan on doing Friday night live on pay-per-view.
All right. So I'm going to ask you the $1 million question here. Friday night on pay-per-view, who's going to win this match?
Do you even have to ask that question? The Foundation.
I had to put you on the spot.
Yeah. So, Wheeler Yuta and Fred Yehi, I'm not taking anything away from them, but, sometimes when you walk into a big opportunity like this, not only is this big for me, but this is one of their first opportunities in Ring of Honor. They're in the Pure tournament and they did very well for themselves, but when the lights are on and the cameras are rolling and it's Final Battle, the pressure's on. So I've known how to deal with that pressure over the years, and I gotta say that Tracy Williams and I will be walking away the victorious in the first ever Pure Rules tag team match. My mistake.
Now, besides your own match, which I know is going to be entertaining as hell, what match are on the card right now are you most looking forward to?
Well, we got to take a look at the Foundation as well. Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham will be defending the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships against Mark Briscoe and PCO. That one, you have guys who abide by the Code of Honor and guys who just kind of wild, and they're going to go out there and try to have their style of match. It's going to be quite the styles clash. But also you have Jonathan Gresham defending his Pure Championship as well against Flip Gordon, which Flip Gordon has always been more known as a high flyer, but now he's trying to dip his toes into the Pure division. So it's going to be another interesting styles clash. But in the main event, you have Brody King challenging Roosh for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And these are two guys that do not follow the Code of Honor whatsoever. I don't think I ever seen Roosh, the champion, or Brody King shake hands before or after a match, or, they're using close fists left and right, and they are, not what Ring of Honor was built upon. And hopefully Ring of Honor starts turning back the clock a little bit and bringing back the Pure style and back to its roots. And guys like the Foundation will be taking those spots. So
absolutely,
it's going to be a hell of a show, though, guys. I wouldn't want to miss it. And there's going to be a hour free on YouTube and Honor Club and Fight TV as well. So if you guys are on the fence about it, go and watch that first hour, and I'm sure you guys will be wanting to order that pay-per-view right afterwards.
Yes.
And if you sign up for the Honor Club for $9.99 a month, you get the pay-per-view for free as well, too. So if you're not signed up for the Honor Club, get the pay-per-view for $10. Go back in the history and watch tons of classic matches. It's well worth the price of admission, and I have a feeling a lot of people are going to have a lot of time on their hands in the next coming weeks and months.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, for all of you out there, I second that. You definitely want to tune in to Ring of Honor Final Battle this weekend. Definitely check out that free first hour. Order it on pay-per-view. And if you got the Honor Club or you're thinking about signing up for the Honor Club, now is the time to do it. Do it this weekend, Friday night, December 18th. Ring of Honor presents Final Battle. Our guy right here, Rhett Titus, is going to be involved. First Pure Rules tag match. You definitely do not want to miss it. Well, Rhett, I thank you for being a part of this interview. Thank you for being on the show this evening, or this afternoon, I should say. Recording this evening. So we will definitely keep an eye on you here in the future, and we hope to have you back on sometime.
Guys, thank you for having me. I would love to come back because, quite frankly, it was an honor.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Rhett Titus coming to you live from New Jersey via phone. We hope.
Doing all right over there, Mike?
Trying. We're good. Doing a little better now.
A fine Pilsner.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast should be brought to you
By the good
great
folks.
at Miller Lite. Serves as an ice pack as well as a honest beer.
It says so right on the can. It's a fine Pilsner. It's
Yep.
an honest beer.
Doesn't lie. But yeah,
Great
man,
interview.
I did not expect to get hit with not even a coconut. It's Piper's Pit podcast pit. You think it would be a coconut? No, it was a
conch shell.
Yeah, it was a conch shell.
All hail the magic conch, man.
I got a piece of it off the floor, too.
You did? All right.
Souvenir.
Am I on? I can't hear anything. All right, man. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you're on.
As
You're
long
on.
as the folks at home can hear me. That's what.
The folks
that's
can
what
home
matters.
hear you. That's okay.
Hey, there we go.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be happy to know I got that guy's boat towed. So,
Well, thank God.
yeah, it's parked illegally anyway. Yeah. No, but don't worry, because I got something for Captain D Capitate. You keep talking about your guy. I've got a guy that's coming into Voltage. I've got this. I've got that. Wah, blah, wah. I'm Captain Crunch. I'm upset. Well, guess what? You're going to bring your guy to the podcast pit. I want to see this guy, and if you don't bring him by the end of the year, guess who won't be a part of Voltage?
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. We're going to see who this guy is. I know he's going to deliver.
It's good to be the
I
king.
know Captain D's going to deliver.
Oh, yeah.
I know he's going to deliver. So let's see who this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get him in here, and we'll do a little interview with him.
Sounds great.
Yeah, we'll see what his intentions are. But yeah, I can tell you this right now: there'll be a little receipt for the whole conch shell situation. That's for sure.
Even better.
But back to business, guys. Back to business. I wasn't expecting that this morning. But Rhett Titus, a great interview with Rhett Titus. You can see him on Ring of Honor's Final Battle. That is going to be on pay-per-view this weekend, as well as on RingOfHonorWrestling.com's Honor Club. They've got a great card so far. You've got the first ever Pure Rules Tag Team match. This is something you definitely want to see if you've never seen one of these matches. You've got Rhett Titus and Tracy Williams. They're going up against Wheeler Yuta and Fred Yehai. We've also got Jonathan Grisham defending the ROH Pure Championship against Flip Gordon. But not only that, this guy's pulling double duty Friday night.
Him and Jay Lethal, right, are tagging together.
Yes, him and Jay Lethal are tagging together. They are facing Mark Briscoe and PCO. Also, I'm looking over here. We've got a grudge tag team match. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett versus The Righteous. We have got Tony Deppen versus Dak Draper versus LSG versus Josh Woods. The winner of that match is going to get an ROH World Television title opportunity. And speaking of the World Television title, we've got the champion Dragon Lee facing the winner of that four-way match.
Oh, wow. So someone in that four-way is going to pull double duty as well.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great night.
It's got a great night. And then the main event, we have got the ROH World title. The champion, Roosh, is going to be going one-on-one with Brody King in the main event. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is a card you do not want to miss.
Yeah.
Friday night, December 18th, live on pay-per-view. Go to ROHWrestling.com for all the details. And we hope you guys tune in.
What night is it again?
That is Friday night, December 18th.
I'm going to try my darndest to watch it. At least
I'm gonna
watch
be watching
a replay, man.
Yeah, you know what? We'll have to come in here in the studio,
Yeah.
get the Honor Club on, and we'll turn it on here and have ourselves a little watch party and some
man.
fine
Pilsners.
Got a lot of fine Pilsners to kill in here.
Yeah.
Got a couple of those Broken Skull IPAs
Yeah,
left,
we'll have to top those off. Maybe we'll have those on the end of year awards.
All right. But ladies and gentlemen, if for those of you who are watching us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, we thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry for all the technical difficulties today. We're having a week, ladies and gentlemen. So for all of us here.
My dad said, don't forget my Butch Hess comment.
Oh, I saw his Butch Hess comment earlier.
We have to read it in the chat. I mean,
we got to read it.
You got to read it. The
Oh,
man's in
yeah,
the
we
hospital.
do.
Come on, Mike.
I'm trying to be nice to Butch. He's a nice guy. I know.
Come on, man.
Read it.
I don't have it up.
It said having COVID-19 sucks almost as bad as it will.
Oh man. The man's you got to read his comment, man. The man's in the hospital.
I know. I'm trying to be a nice guy. Like,
oh, yeah, listen. It's my dad making the comments. We're not making the comments.
This is true. I'm just reading the news.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the news.
Oh man.
My head still hurts. Man.
I think that about does it for this week, huh, Mike?
It does, but before we go, we got to pay the bills. It is brought to you by the good people at One Up IT Consulting. Ladies and gentlemen, they have been voted the best IT consulting services, best managed service provider in Frederick. As recognized by Frederick News Post, these people give you technical support, system security, and most importantly, peace of mind. If you own a small business out there, you do not want to do the job to bad IT. Contact the good folks at One Up IT Consulting at www.oneupitconsulting.com or call them by phone at 301-799-3553. One Up IT Consulting, managed services with care. That about does it.
Yeah, it does.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go put some more fine pilsners on the back of my head, and then drink a couple of them. So we're gonna go ahead and head on out. For Rennis, Carball, and myself, we will see you next week.
This is the podcast hit, brought to you by Dan Media.